What's up, y'all? I'm Grand Mixer DJ Iceman, and today we're going to do a short tutorial on body tricks. Now, this one's going to be a little bit different because I'm using a MIDI controller as compared to turntables. Now, the big differences between doing it on a MIDI controller and on turntables is, with turntables you got a big surface area. You got about a 12-inch platter to work with. On MIDI controllers you got about a 3, 4, maybe 5, up to about a 7-inch platter to work with, which really is not a lot. Number 2, surface area, you got 2 turntables and a mixer to work with. With this MIDI controller right here, I'm using the Vestax Typhoon. Basically it's about the size of a mixer. So you got both your decks and your fader in a small area, so that's not a lot of room to work with. And then on most MIDI controllers, unless you're using like the Newmark NS7, your platters are not motorized, so you know they're not constantly spinning. You don't have any torque or resistance when you spin your platter back, you know, which most DJs that use turntables are used to. So you can't really come with a MIDI controller and mark a platter, you know, like you would, you know, your record, because it's not spinning. So you know, that's another difficulty. So when you're back spinning, which I'll get into the definition here in a minute, you're either knowing where you're at in the song or you're constantly looking at your screen when you're doing this, which, you know, could be good or bad depending on who you talk to. Now, body tricking is basically a way to look cool when you're doing what we call backspinning. And backspinning is just a technique that, you know, you have a certain part of a record and then you let that part play, you close your fader, you spin it back, and then you play it again. So this would be a normal, you know, one deck backspin.
Yeah, it sounds funky. Yeah, it sounds funky. Yeah, it sounds funky.
Alright, so basically I let it play, close the fader, spun it back, let it play again. Now, this is basically how hip-hop started, you know what I'm saying? DJs would take 2 of the same records and they would actually backspin the break. So, you know what I'm saying, a 2-deck backspin would, you know, be like this.
Yeah, it sounds funky, special equipment for this microphone junkie. Yeah, it sounds funky, special equipment. Yeah, it sounds funky. Yeah, it sounds funky. Yeah, it sounds funky. Yeah, it sounds funky.
Okay, so that's a 2-deck backspin. Now, basically when you're backspinning real fast, alright, it's called flashing, because that was a technique mastered by Grandmaster Flash. So basically if you're flashing, you know, it's gonna be like,
yeah, it sounds funky. 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 Yeah, it sounds funky.
Alright, so that's flashing. Now body tricking is a way to look cool when you're doing that. Alright, it has no effect on the backspin. It's just different creative ways on how you move your fader. Alright, so I mean, you know, you had DJs back in the day that would, you know, move the fader with the forearms and then spin the record back. You know, you got DJs that'll spin around, move the cross fader, you know, they'll hit it from behind the back, you know, under the leg, using different body parts to manipulate the crossfader and record. And basically that's what it is. Alright, on a set of turntables with a DJ that really knows what they're doing, really looks fucking cool. I mean, you know, they're just going all over the place. Alright, on a MIDI controller it can look cool, but the difficulty is bumped up about 75% because of the small area. You know, you don't have any torque, and you know, it's just, I don't know, I think it's a little harder to master it on a MIDI controller than in its turntables. But it's usually the first techniques that most DJs learn anyway, you know. And I'm just going to show you a little, you know, couple of body tricks on a MIDI controller just to, you know, show you that, you know, it can actually look pretty cool. So here we go.
Yeah, it sounds funky, special equipment for this microphone. Yeah, it sounds funky. 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 Special equipped for this way. I'm sugar cake, yeah, sounds funky. Special I'm sugar cake, yeah, sounds funky. Special equipped for this mic. I'm sugar cake, yeah, sounds funky. For this microphone junkie, yeah, sounds funky. Special for this microphone junkie. Coco's and now rocks the beats up on the intro. Cuts up on the fader, microphone junkie. Coco's and now rocks the beats up on the intro. Cuts up on the intro. Cuts up on the fader, cuts up on the fader with the hand, cuts up on the fader hands, cuts up on the fader with the hand step and elbow. Cuts up on the fader with the hands, fader with the hands, the fader with the hand step and elbow, the hand step and elbow. Sees my DJ, so keeps the hand step and elbow. Cuts up on the fader with the hand step and elbow. The hand step and elbow. Sees my step and elbow. An elbow. Step and elbow. Hand step and elbow. Sees my D and elbow. On the fader with the hand step and elbow. Sees my step and elbow. Sees elbow. See hand step and elbow. Sees an elbow. Sees my DJ with the hand step and elbow. Sees my hand step and elbow. Sees my DJ, so keeps the beats moving. See the hand step and elbow. See my DJ, so keeps the and elbow. See keeps the beats man step and elbow. See the hand step and elbow. Fader with the hands, hand step and elbow. The fader with the hand step and elbow. Cuts up on the fader. See up on the fader with the elbow. See rocks the beats up on the intro. Cuts up on the fader with the hand step and on the fader with the hand step. Cuts up on the fader with the hand step. Cuts up on the fader with the hand step and the fader with the hand step. Fader with the hand step and elbow. The hand step and elbow. The hand step and elbow. My DJ, so keeps the beats moving. The fader with the hand step and elbow. Sees my DJ, so keeps on the fader with the hand step and elbow. Step and elbow. Sees my DJ elbow. Sees my DJ.
So that's basically body tricking in a nutshell, you know what I'm saying? Just finding creative ways to move the fader while you're flashing, you know. If you really want to see some good body tricks, you know what I'm saying, go to YouTube, look up like Total Eclipse, look up Rock Raider, Mr. Sinister, 8 Ball, Melody, you know what I'm saying? A lot of those DJs from the 90s were really good with the body tricks. So, you know, that's basically it in a nutshell. It's your boy, Grand Mixer DJ Iceman. Where's the camera at? Peace out.